Ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed to give you what you need, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Cody, and today we are here for another end-of-the-year musical wrap-up reflection look back at what the heck was good with music this year. I already released a video talking about my Apple Music replay for the year, so if you missed that, definitely go on our channel and check that out. But today we have a video that I've been looking forward to literally the entire year: the top 10 albums of 2020. Now, a little background information: 2020 was the first full calendar year that I did music reviews on YouTube. I started in the summer of 2019, so once 2020 rolled around and it was January, I knew straight away that I definitely wanted to do a top 10 albums video at the end of the year. Is my personal top 10. I'm sure you will agree with some, maybe disagree with some as well, but at the end of the day, it is my personal opinion. I would love to hear your personal top 10s as well, so be sure to put those in the comment section. But first, I want to do some honorable mentions. Albums that didn't quite make my top 10, but I still thoroughly enjoyed. Denzel Curry's Unlocked, Tiana Taylor's The Album, Deontay Hitchcock's Better, Pop Smoke with both Meet the Woo 2 and Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon, Amine's Limbo, and Chica's Industry Games. Honorable mentions out of the way, let's go ahead and get into number 10. Number 10 is King's Disease by Nas. I did do a reaction to this album. I definitely liked some songs more than other. I would say my favorite track on this album is 27 Summers. As soon as I heard that, I knew that was the one. It's amazing that Nas has been in the rap game for so long and he's still putting out legacy pieces. His music really has become like wisdom pieces in a genre that's really dominated by younger artists. And then number 9, we have Chloe and Halle with Ungodly Hour. I did not do a reaction to this album, and I kind of regret that. They just have so much talent and chemistry together. It has a little bit of everything you need, but like the overlying thing that it definitely has are the vocals. The vocals are so good with this. These girls can sing. Let me tell you now, these girls can sing. I would say my favorite track on this album is Don't Make It Harder on Me. Getting back with a person you shouldn't be getting back with. Captures that so perfectly. Number 8, we actually have Drake with Dark Lane Demo Tapes. Technically, it's not an album. I didn't know how strict I wanted to be here. Drake, who just said these were basically like random tracks that he made and couldn't fit on an album, this was a pretty solid project. My 2 favorite tracks are When to Say When and the Chicago Freestyle. I did a video for those when they first released on YouTube, if you want to check that out. He knew what he was doing when he put those 2 singles out first to generate hype for this project. And then number 7, we have Dreamville with Revenge of the Dreamers 3 Deluxe Edition. While it is a deluxe version of an album that came out in 2019, they added literally like 12 songs, something like that. It really is an album in and of itself. It's kind of like a 2-parter. Part 1 we got in 2019 and part 2 we got this year. The whole project, then the story behind it of Dreamville just inviting all of their peers and contemporaries to this rap camp session, and the fact that they got so much out of that, basically 2 albums worth of material, is really cool. If you watched my Apple Music replay video, Big Black Truck is my favorite track. It's also my song of the year, or most played song of the year, I should say. JID has had an amazing year. I talked about this at length in my other video, but he's just had an incredible year, and I really can't wait for him to drop something, hopefully next year. Cross your fingers for next year. At number 6, we have The Weeknd with After Hours, completely snubbed by the Grammys, but it will not be snubbed by me in my personal top 10. I haven't really gone back to listen to it that much, but even with that, I know a quality Weeknd project when I hear one, and After Hours is definitely a good project from the Weeknd. I don't want to be basic, but I would say my favorite track on this album is Blinding Lights. I also really liked the deluxe version, the deluxe tracks that came out. Alright, now we have entered the top 5 range. These are the best of the best, the top 5 right here. At number 5, we have Black with 6-piece hot EP. All 6 tracks on this EP are incredible. I would say my 2 favorite are Float and Outside. Big shout out to Outside, because out of all of the artists that have dropped like quarantine or COVID related, Outside is probably the best executed, I would say. It doesn't come off as like forcing it or anything. It comes off as like genuine and really is. Number 4, we have Bryson Tiller with Anniversary. Of course, the follow-up project to one of my favorite albums of all time, in Trap Soul. It is a solid follow-up project. For the people that say that Bryson lost it, you've lost it. Bryson has not lost a step. This album was so good. So good. Oh my goodness. When I hear Bryson, especially for the first time, it just like is overwhelming. It like just consumes my entire frame. So number 3, we have Spillage Village with Spilligion. Spilligion? I still don't know how to say that. This lived up to every expectation that I had, and may have even exceeded them, to be honest. Picking people's strengths and like using other people's strengths to enhance this album and create something that really has a unique sound in today's music landscape was so impressive. My favorite tracks are Baptize, Happy, and Jupiter. Jupiter is a folk song. They made a folk song. Number 2 is Kehlani's It Was Good Until It Wasn't. And what an apropos title for an album released in 2020. As far as R&B music goes, this is perfection. My favorite track is Can You Blame Me? And I've listened to that so many times. It is perfect. It is R&B at its finest. And I've said this, I don't remember what video I said this on. When you do R&B music right, there is basically no genre better. And I really think Kehlani knocked this album out of the park. She did her thing for sure. Number 1, it is Circles by Mac Miller. This album was extremely personal for me. I knew it would be something special, and kind of like the Spillage Village album, it really exceeded all of my expectations. It is really the thing that kickstarted my channel. I mean, I'm still a very small YouTube channel, but at the beginning of the year I had less than 100 subscribers, and that video is now sitting at like 17,000 views, and my channel has literally grown by like 500% or something crazy like that. Not only that, but I think it's a perfect testament to the musician that Mac Miller was. My favorite track is definitely Hand Me Downs. When I listen to Hand Me Downs, it's just pure joy. I don't know how else or how better to describe it other than a feeling of pure joy. And honestly, that's a good way to sum up all of these albums, even the honorable mentions. When I was listening to music this year, it brought me joy. And in a year where joy was at times very hard to come by, I think the music industry as a whole and all of these talented artists, and even ones I didn't mention, they put out projects that really helped give a little hope or bring a little light to a year that otherwise sucked. So that is my top 10. Again, let me know your top 10. Let me know what you agree with, what you don't agree with, all of that. Definitely am looking forward to continuing my reactions and reviews for music in 2021. Hopefully it's a much better year. I'm sure it will be. So with that, I'd like to thank you for coming out to this one, and hope to see you for the next one.